Adena, thank you for taking so much time out of your precious rehearsals for the Bacchae. It's a wonderfully exciting project for us at Melbourne Festival, and as Artistic Director of Melbourne Festival, I have to say I'm really thrilled that we'll be able to present your production of the Bacchae this October. It's an interesting and exciting collaboration between your company, Fraught Outfit, and Theatre Works and St Martin's, and it's a wonderful partnership for Melbourne Festival to be party to. So we're very excited. The Bacchae is a fascinating work. It seems always, after 1600 years, to retain its relevance to contemporary society. So I'm really interested what it is in that work that you see and why you felt so compelled to do another version of it for us this year.
I mean, it's one of the oldest and wildest myths we know, so it's endlessly attractive and fascinating to us. I think for me what is really, what continues to be intriguing about the Bacchae is that it seems to be about the power of delusion. These women who are under the spell of Dionysus, the god of theatre, wine and violence, which is a terrible combination, basically, and who are under the kind of patriarchal gaze of Pentheus, the king and ruler of the city. And so those two forces combined create this sort of extraordinary pressure and tension. I'm really interested in the idea that always in theatre what we are being shown is not necessarily what is going on under the surface, that there's the possibility for great surprise and revelation and I guess manipulation, for want of a better word, that theatre has the possibility to distort what we're seeing before our eyes. So there is something about the possibility of creating illusion in this piece that is really thrilling. And the illusion unearths something incredibly violent and savage and difficult for us to digest as a society.
So this is the second time then that you've decided to work with young teenage girls and with St Martin's, and the different dimension that their youth brings to the work, and that underlying tension that you're talking about is really, I think, going to bring something quite powerful to your interpretation. Why did you decide to do that? Why did you feel that was so appropriate for the Bacchae?
I think what interested me about working with teenage girls on this project was that we have a whole lot of expectations about what young women are, and often they're not true. So I think there's a great possibility of the possibility for subversion is huge. Teenage girls are also kind of pitted in society as they're as something to be looked at. They're objectified all the time. They are. We sort of see them from the outside. One of the things that came up in rehearsals very early on was some of the girls themselves were saying, you know, teenage girls are constantly being sexualized and then they're punished for that very thing. And I think that's there's a direct parallel with that in the Bacchae. If we were making the Bacchae with adult women, I think it would probably be quite different. So it's very much about the combination between the ancient myth and contemporary teenage girls.
Okay. So as far as kind of what we're bringing to this play as ourselves, we are obviously contemporary teenage girls, so we're bringing that, but also within this we kind of shift and transform to something completely different. So there's kind of no gender, no faces, you can't identify one from the other. So there is an element of each individual girl, but there's also an element of the group and becoming something other.
Adena was talking about it feeling a bit dangerous. Is that the way you feel about it, that you're going into quite dangerous territory?
Yeah, I think it's pushing a few boundaries, and it's kind of, I guess, making the audience question what they're thinking out of what we've put on the stage, and like whether that's the right thing to think.
So with that sense of tension and danger which you are talking about, what is it that I'm going to experience as an audience member? How do you expect that the audience is going to respond and feel about watching this work?
Kelly Ryle has composed a score for this production. He's working with both acoustic and electronic music, and so as well as the ensemble of teenage girls who are performers in the show, there's also a group of live musicians. So all in all, there's 21 performers on stage, which is a lot. And the music functions as a very key part of the work, and I'm really excited about it because I think it sort of just sort of pushes the experience into a new dimension for us. We're not doing a contemporary version of the play, nor are we creating a kind of operatic version of the play. We're creating a new work which is a hallucination which happens before the audience's eyes, in which these young women shift and transformed into in ways that are deeply unexpected, and I think flip the gaze on the audience in a I don't know, hopefully quite a terrifying way.
It sounds yes, it sounds quite dangerous in a sense.
I think it has to be dangerous. I hope it's dangerous. That's actually one of the biggest challenges of the piece, is making sure that it's dangerous enough, because the Greeks were incredibly radical and they exceeded the limits completely, and they defied our expectations, and they show us the kind of wounds in our society.